And welcome back to the Forklift Certified Gambling Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Burner Account, with my co-host,
Cam the G. What's happening, everyone?
Another week of football, y'all. Week 7, we are flying through it right now. We're actually currently watching the Saints-Cardinals game, and we're finally getting some good football for once on Thursday night. Thank fucking God. Was on the wrong side. Saints could have covered that first half, but Andy Dalton is, in fact, a bum.
Genuine bum.
Yeah. So, just had to make that point before we go out there. But this week, we're going to actually be condensing the episode a little bit. We're just going to go ahead and skip the games for now that we don't really talk about and just get straight into the Sexy 7 pick. Give us a chance to talk about those games a little bit more and why we like them. So first, let's go right into the locks, right?
Yeah, so for my lock this week, I really like New York Giants going down to Jacksonville. They're supposed to be covering the spread by 3 points. Giving them 3 points, I think that's kind of whack. 5-1 Giants is looking pretty good.
Right, who is Jacksonville to be favored by 3 points against anybody? Nonetheless, the fucking 5-1 Giants. I know we talked a lot of shit about the Giants coming into the season, but
They're just fun to talk shit on the brand. However, though, they do have a pretty nasty stat saying they haven't beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville for the past 5 years or so, or at least since Eli was out there playing. But I think they have the run game on lock with Saquon Barkley. I was
about to say I like Saquon Barkley's props this week. That probably would be like 69.5 if it started around there. I would definitely take Barkley over. No player props out right now, but
I think I saw it on BetMGM around 70. But yeah, no, my lock is take the New York Giants money line at that plus 138.
I like the Giants money line. Again, nothing in me can possess me to go for the Jaguars in a spot like this. So, lock it up. New York Giants money line plus 138.
Get while you can.
Moving to our next lock. Another AFC South divisional game. Tennessee Titans playing the Indianapolis Colts in Tennessee, minus 2.5. Titans coming off a bye week. Over under 42. It's Titans. Lock it up. Titans by 2.5. If you're a little pansy, 136. There's not a lot of juice to swallow. So
take your money and walk on what he says.
Titans money line. Titans by 2.5. It's a lock. Matty Ryan. I know he had a good game against fucking Jacksonville, but again, Jacksonville is 1 year removed from being the worst team in football. So, if they didn't win that game at home, then it probably would have been time to blow up the host team. Tennessee coming off a bye week. Vrabel, 4-0 ATS. Tennessee in this spot.
I'm liking the Titans. Go Tits.
Go fucking Tits. Alright, so moving to our underdogs. We got to go back to a favorite. We've been here before. We know what we're getting. The Atlanta Falcons going to Cincinnati. Atlanta getting 6.5 points. Over under 47.5. We like Atlanta, bro.
Yeah, I was say Atlanta's looking pretty nice in there. They're covering pretty good. Cincinnati's been looking pretty rough these past 2 weeks whenever they've been playing on the road. Granted, they're back home and maybe healthy T. Higgins did something, but I'm thinking Atlanta covers because they've just been too good against the spread.
Yeah, 6-0 to start the season. Do they go 7-0? That's crazy. There's a lot of 7s this week 7. So, taking Atlanta by less than 7 points against a Cincinnati Bengals team with Joe Burrow, who's looked good. I'll say that. He's definitely shown out the last couple weeks, but he still creates a lot of pressure for himself. Atlanta's just always kept the back door open. Kyle Pitts has finally got started in doing something, so excited to see him do something. I like Atlanta a lot in this spot. I just can't take the Bengals by a big number right now, so
they haven't been promising any spread higher than 5.
Yeah. I kind of like the under on this one. It'll be a lean for that. But, yeah, Atlanta.
And then for my underdog this week, we're going down to Miami. We got Pittsburgh plus 7 points in Miami. I like Pittsburgh. I think they cover. I think Dolphins been looking a little rough. Really could. I mean, even if Tua comes back, Tomlin. I think they've been.
I think Tua's supposed to play. But
I heard Tua might be playing, but it's one of those. They probably put him on precautionary efforts. You know what I'm saying? Let's not have the.
Right. If Tua does get injured in this game and something happens to him, God forbid, but Miami would be looking at something crazy. The way they have managed their quarterbacks, and they have just gone through quarterbacks at this point. I mean, it's week 6, and they've already been on their third string. They might have to play it safe with Tua this week. I like the Steelers in the spot. Tomlin as a dog. Not the biggest number. I thought it might have been a little bit bigger, but even at 7, I like the Steelers. Miami, explosive offense, but first game back jitters. Najee Harris has been looking a lot better lately. I know a lot of people were down on him, but yeah, Najee Harris looking back better, so I think Pittsburgh could run the ball and keep it to a close game. In Miami, I think Pittsburgh covers the +7.
Going to my player props, in that same game, I also think the man Jalen Waddle, he's going to go out there for at least 60 yards. He's going to have a little nice pop-off show.
God, I'd take 60 with Jalen Waddle.
I think that's just too nice to pass up.
Yeah, I mean, I think him and Tyreek have been looking like a scary 1-2 punch. And honestly, Jalen Waddle has seen a majority of the targets and receptions. I know Tyreek's has gone crazy with all his numbers, but if you look down at it, Jalen Waddle is just about split the time with Tyreek. So I like Waddle over 60 yards this week. Pittsburgh secondary, I believe Minka Fitzpatrick is still banged up. So we'll take Pittsburgh in this spot.
What you thinking for your player prop?
So for my player prop, I gotta go to the Houston Texans and back one of my favorites. I got him on my fantasy team, Dameon Pierce. He's been crazy since week 2 or 3 when they really gave him a majority of the carries, and he's just took the ball and ran with it. He's had 2 touchdowns, I believe, and I would have took him last week, but he had a bye week last week, so fresh legs against the Raiders. The Raiders' run defense really has looked very lackluster this year, so I expect if Houston does anything, Pierce, of course, has to be involved. So I'll probably be all over his rushing yards. It's not currently out right now, so we might swap that in on game day, given the right number. But, yeah, Dameon Pierce touchdown. That'll definitely be my player prop for the week, / rushing yards. We'll wait to see how that one looks on Sunday. So, all over Dameon Pierce on this game. Moving to the fuck it. We got something for y'all this week.
A little spicy in here. Might have to go to Las Vegas and say, fuck it. I think Houston wins.
I got Houston +7 as my fuck it.
They win the spread.
But you might have to sprinkle something on the Houston money line. Vegas really just has looked like an incompetent team. I know a lot of people were high on them, myself being one of those people. But Vegas so far has kind of looked lackluster. Devontae Adams, did you see what he got into with the cameraman?
Yeah, he definitely gave that guy a run for his money.
Talking about they want to press charges. But it's just always a lot of negative storylines following this Las Vegas Raiders team.
Sin City, man.
And Houston just covers. I love them in this spot. I know the Texans, we get a lot of action in the AFC South with them, but they're a good team. They run the ball. I think if Houston can get Brandon Cooks involved, Houston money line is definitely still alive. Houston +7, that's definitely got to be a fuck it.
I could send it while you can.
Yeah. Any other thoughts for this?
That's a pretty good week for me. Week 7, a lot of 7s. Lucky week.
Week 7, a lot of 7s in there. Got a lot of teams covering. Atlanta covering by 7. Pittsburgh covering by 7. Houston covering by 7. Tennessee, Atlanta. I'm in love with this week. And if I were to recap, so going back to last week,
Little tough.
Had a 3-4 week. One of the first losing weeks. We had a tough week 3, but this last week, so close at times, and went 4-3 on the picks. Kansas City couldn't pull through against the Chiefs. Barn burner game. 43. It was a tough week. Indianapolis came through, but the Dallas Reed, that was tough on my part. Yeah, gotta say that one, and
Dallas.
Just gotta take that one on the chin. The Eagles are the real deal this year. Yeah. Who else do we have last week? We had George Pickens, tough fucking read.
Yeah,
Mitch Trubisky didn't even really look his way. I think he had one catch with Kenny and one catch with Mitch, but bad read on George Pickens, and I actually hit the fuck it last week.
We did hit the fuck it.
Hit the fuck it, and wait, so we hit the fuck it last week. Pittsburgh +10, ended up winning outright. Should have took the Steelers money line, but the +10 was never in doubt.
Indy +2.
Indy -2. And who else did we have?
Who was my prop?
We had an underdog.
No, who's my underdog?
We had, I want to say.
No, my brain is like.
No.
It says
New England.
Says
New England.
Right, yeah, that's what it was.
Cash.
It was my patties. The patties pulled through.
Yep. So, tough week on the player props. Went 2-2 on the locks and the underdogs, and finally hit a fuck it. So we're in the money on the fuck it's, but for now we want to do better, and we're bringing y'all these picks every week. So make sure to tune in. Hit the follow on the Instagram, Forklift Certified Gambling. Hit the follow on the Twitter, DGen Burner Account 1.
Give us a subscribe on YouTube.
Now on YouTube, yep. Anything else you want to say, Kim?
Thanks for listening.
Yep, appreciate y'all listening. This has been another episode of the Forklift Certified Gambling Podcast. I am your host, DGen Burner Account.
And I'm Cam the G.
Appreciate it. Peace.
Doses.